Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed the long weekend. I know that I did. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait another day to see me. I'm home with a sick baby today. Sometimes a dad's got to do what a dad's got to do. Just want to help you with the last three problems in your classwork and then talk to you about the homework. Real quick, this first one, x squared plus 19x plus 48. The way I like to approach these problems, I always like to look at my last number, because these are the ones that we find numbers to multiply to. And then the middle term is the number that we're going to find things to add to. A way that you can visualize that sometimes helps people. Oops, see if I can draw a little better. Call this the train track sign way to do it. It's just a quick puzzle way of thinking about it. You're thinking about numbers that multiply to 48, that add to 19. There's only so many things that multiply to 48. There's 1, 48. There's 2, 24. There is 3 and 16. There's 4 and 12, I believe. 5 doesn't work. 6 and 8, and that's about it. Only one of these combinations adds 19, and that's 3 and 16. Just a different way of doing it. So what that ends up looking like here is x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 16. Order does not matter there. You could put the 16 first. It does not matter. Let's take a look at this one. This one's challenging because there is subtraction. It's actually, believe it or not, going to be x plus 10, x minus 2. And that is because when you have a minus here in your last term, you get one term that ends up being negative, and the other ends up being positive. So in effect, you add, instead of adding to get this middle number, you actually subtract. So I'm looking for factors of 20 that subtract to 8, which are 10 and 2, or 10 and negative 2. The last one here is a bit of a doozy because we have this leading coefficient. That means we're going to have a 2 in front, but just in one of our quantities. Because if I put a 2 in both, that would give me 4. The only factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So it's going to be a 1x and a 2x, or just an x and a 2x. Just like before, I'm going to find factors of 35. But now one of my factors is actually going to be multiplied by this 2x. So it's going to be doubled in giving me this 19. So it gets a little more complicated. The good news is there's not a lot of factors of 35. There's 1 and 35 and 5 and 7, and I think that's just about it. When we're factoring, we're always dealing with whole numbers, by the way. So if I'm doing 1 and 35, I know 1 and 35 is right out. 5 and 7 is going to work. The question is in what combination. You can kind of guess and check. If I did this, for example, I know I get 10x plus 7x. Well, that's 17x. That doesn't work. So maybe switch it around. And then I would get 14x and 5x. And what do you know? That is 19x. That works. So the actual answer to the last one was 2x plus 5 times x plus 7. Moving on, I just want to help you out with the homework. I already showed you one of these puzzle problems just now. But again, the way we do these is whatever number I give you here, we're finding numbers that multiply to give me this guy. And then the same two numbers that would add to give me this guy. So maybe something like this would be pretty easy. Things that multiply to 12 and add to 7, you can probably guess. 3 and 4, yeah, not too bad. I like these problems because they end up feeling like puzzles. It's a kind of a higher order thinking problem. I like that. Just to help you out on the homework, though, let's say I wrote this in the context of not just a polynomial, but a polynomial equation, more specifically a quadratic equation. Usually when we talk about equations, we name them by degree, not by how many terms they have. So in this quadratic equation, the way we solve it is actually by factoring it. This is one application of factoring. There are many that we're going to get to in this unit. And after I factored it, the secret of solving this is actually just to solve each piece separately. So if you can solve x plus 3 is equal to 0, and x plus 4 is equal to 0, I have a hunch that you can, you have our two answers to this quadratic equation. They would be, in this case, -3 and -4, and that's it. Good luck on the homework. If you need any help, shoot me an email.